actors. His father left when he was born, and his mom died when he was 3 years old. Poe was put into the foster care of John and Frances Alaine, who they never officially adopted him, but he still took on their last name as his middle name and became Edgar Allan Poe. Poe went to the University of Virginia, and his foster father barely sent him enough money to live, so Poe started gambling. And he was withdrawn from the college over $2,000 in debt. Poe enrolled in the Army. But he enrolled as Edgar A. Perry, and he didn't think military life was suited for him. So in 1829, he was honorably discharged as a sergeant major because he told them that he had signed in with a false name. He moved to Baltimore to live with his aunt and his cousin, who he later married. And that same year, his foster mother died. Poe's career started with 2 books, one in 1827, the other in 1829. In 1833, Poe won $50 in the friendship of John P. Kennedy with the poem with a story, MS Found in the Bottle. And Poe's stories were just kind of spooky because he had been having nightmares and visions. So he would write about the nightmares and visions, so that he'd have things like murders and people being stuffed up chimneys and buried alive and things like that. So if you want a good scary story for bedtime, he's the one to call. John P. Kennedy helped Edgar get a job working for a magazine, and Poe edited the magazine so well that the subscription number went up from 500 to 3,500 in the time that he edited it. Poe married his cousin at 27 to his 14-year-old cousin, Virginia. The magazine that he edited brought in very little money, and so he brought in so little money that his family sometimes went without food. In 1838, Poe published his only novel, The Narrative of Gordon Pym. In 1840, Poe started getting noticed. He sold 300,000 copies of The Gold Bug. In 1847, his wife died. In 1849, he was engaged to marry his high school sweetheart, and on the way to the wedding, he stopped off in Baltimore. No one knows what happened for the next few days. All they know is that he was found semi-conscious near a voting building, and he was later in a coma. October 7, 1849, Poe said his last words, "Lord, help my poor soul," and died. He was buried October 9, 1849, and later moved to where his monument now stands. I think that Poe was really gifted in writing, because he could write a poem like The Raven, which is pretty long, in about an hour. I'm like him in the sense that I like writing. If he were alive now, his settings would be different. Instead of being way off in the country, they'd be like in a city or in an apartment building. The technique he used was his writing ability, and his main problem was trying to get his stories published. One more thing. His most famous poem was The Raven, and the raven later became the symbol that was used to be known as Edgar Allan Poe.